Ma-Africa tonka mo re tlo bolela ganyane. This is a video that I would not want you guys to miss for anything. You see, I want to speak to every South African who has been saying in recent time that we need to put South Africa first. You guys, come this side. There is a gentleman, a foreigner that we need to deal with in our land. His name is Phil Craig. He is the president of a small political party by the name of Referendum Party. Referendum Party is a party that believes in Cape Independence. What is Cape Independence? Well, it is a group of white people who believe that Cape Town or the Western Cape should be a separate country from South Africa, the rest of South Africa. I'm going to prove it in this video. Now, this is Western Orania. This is not a small farm somewhere in Kleinfontein. This is a whole province moving away from the rest of South Africa. This is a white foreigner who has come and gained citizenship in South Africa and is now advocating to divide South Africa. Now we need to speak about this on a very serious note. And one political party that has stood up and said enough is the ATM political party. That Vuyo ZUNGULA, the president of the African Transformation Movement, that has said we need to take action against this individual. Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Blackheart, the hustle continuer. Made to inspire your goals and dreams. 100% good quality clothes are now available at affordable prices. T-shirts, hoodies, sweaters, bucket hats, and more. Place your orders now. 06847366908. Instagram Black7576. Facebook page Blackheart.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Says So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinchiva Sono, Mr. Easy Imali Neng, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time I want all my let's put South African first, South Africans this side. It is time to show us that you actually mean that statement. It is time for us South Africans to actually rise up and show that when we say let's put South African first, we don't mean let's fight our fellow African brothers. We fight everyone that is a threat to the democracy of our country and to anyone that tries to divide our country in any way, shape, or form, promoting hatred of one piece of people to another. And that is what the Referendum Party is doing. And I want the same energy that we put on undocumented foreigners. I want the same energy that we put on Chidima. I want the media attack that all of those people got to go to Phil Craig. All of them. Because he's a man that underestimates us, that does not respect South Africa, that does not appreciate what South Africa has done for him. He's a man that wants to divide our country. And I want to see if indeed South Africans mean it when they say, let's put South African first. We must thank the ATM political party, African Transformation Movement, who have said, listen, it's time for us to take action against such individuals who are a threat to the democracy of our country. Listen to what Vuyo ZUNGULA said.
Let's start with this individual, Philip Craig. Firstly, he is a British national who came to South Africa 20 years ago and then subsequently got the citizenship of South Africa. Now, it needs to be emphasized that his citizenship, his South African citizenship, is a privilege. And because it is a privilege, he has to submit himself towards the ideals of South Africa, the values of South Africa, and in fact, entrench himself in the values of South Africa, not divide South Africa or preach a message that is sowing divisions in our country. His utterance is that, firstly, there needs to be a cessation of the Western Cape to create an independent country in the Western Cape. That on its own is sowing divisions in our country. And because of him being a foreigner, being someone who was privileged to get South African citizenship, it is not something that should be taken lightly, because we need to send a very strong message as a country that if you are ever given a privilege as a foreigner to have a South African citizenship, you need to abide by the values of South Africa. Never do something that is against the spirit of our constitution or the spirit of what we want to achieve in our country, as you rightfully say, that it is a unitary state, because we believe that there needs to be one South Africa, and we can't be having even apartheid towns such as your Kleinfontein or Orania. So this call that he's been making goes against the privilege that he received by giving South African citizenship.
You know, it saddens me to say that South Africans are angry about Kleinfontein but did nothing about it. I'm talking about us black South Africans, us Africans. South Africans were angry about Orania but did nothing about it. Or South Africans don't understand actually that we black people, the only thing that we have is a petition online and our online presence. We don't have institutions that can attack these people properly, because all our hope is given on political parties, and political parties have got their own limit. If something does not pass in parliament, if you don't have the ground forces like Kenya did, like Senegal did, like Burkina Faso did, like Mali, Niger did, you won't change anything in your country. Now here we have a British citizen who has come to our country about 20 years ago, started a political party that seeks to divide South Africans, that seeks to separate the Western Cape from the rest of the country. If this was a Kenyan who was saying this, a Kenyan living in Northern Cape who was saying, let's separate Northern Cape from the rest of South Africa. If it was a Zimbabwean who was saying this, if it was God forbid, a Nigerian who was saying this, the way you would have seen black people unite and fighting that Nigerian, it was going to be crazy. But because it's a white man, nobody's going to question how he got his citizen, because he's white. He probably got his citizenship in a legal way. Nobody's going to question it. No investigations are going to be done. His name and surname are not South African. He was not born in South Africa. He got citizenship here. Nobody's going to question it, because the skin, the complexion of protection covers him. Now I ask, Vuyo ZUNGULA, they need our support on the ground. What are we going to do? That's why I told you guys, let's formulate Paseta legal minds, because some of these people, we need to take them to court and we need to fight them on the ground. They are trying to divide our country, but because they are white, many black people are not concerned. I'm not sure if you hear what I'm saying. Let's put South Africa first. Let's put South Africa first. Yeah, where are you today? Chidima, you're not going to stop with Chidima. Chidima's mother and Chidima's family are going to get a backlash forever. And the funny thing I can tell you right now is that the Department of Home Affairs in South Africa is busy assisting the Department of Home Affairs in Nigeria to allow Chidima and her mother to have a diplomat passport. If you didn't know, you'll get the story later on when it breaks, but you heard it first here. They're going to get diplomatic passports, those ones. That question of there's a case in South Africa, there's a family in South Africa that has been suffering. This family does not come out, they're underground. Nobody's talking. Now the issue is, Phil Craig wants to do a big Orania. Is he going to get a backlash? Or on the comment section, it's not going to be about Phil Craig, it's going to be about Chitima. On this comment section, it's going to be Kingi Ugalile. Actually, I got people on the comment section who said to me, don't talk about apartheid. African people who say, don't talk about apartheid, it's in the past. African people have forgotten that apartheid is a system. It was a government system that seeks to take away land, that seeks to take away economic participation from a particular group of people, which is me and you. And that system is still in place even today. We don't have land. We want to build a school. We don't have land. We want to build a mall. We don't have land. We want to do a lot of things. We don't have land. Now we have to accumulate monetary value so that we can buy the land that is for sale. And most probably we're gonna buy it from white people like Phil Creed, because they come here with money. They are able to start political parties. Now let's listen to Phil Creed. What did he say that got Vuyo Zungula so angry?
Because what we're looking to create in the Western Cape is an ideological homeland for people who think like us, people who have broadly Western values, who want to live in the first world, and you know, want to and I've often used the example, the Western Cape becomes almost like Israel for the Jews, if I can use that example. You know, you don't have to go and live in Israel to benefit, if you're Jewish, to benefit from an Israeli state. You've got somebody who's your people, your ideological people, and they're going to have your best interests at heart. And I think it's the one place where in South Africa, current South Africa, we can create hard power. You know, we can have a police force, we can have a military, we can have borders, and actually be in a situation to influence in a really significant way at a national level the circumstances in South Africa as what currently is. Obviously we want to break South Africa up, and I think that has huge benefit to people within the Afrikaans community who are vulnerable. We understand that.
If you do have 2 ears, you heard something that he said there. He said we will have our own police forum. He said we'll all have our own military. Then he said something. He said we will have our own borders. We will have a police forum. We will have a military. We will have borders. This is what this guy is saying. Where are the let's put South Africa first people? And I will tell you, Africans, our issue is that izinto zethu ziphelela online. Rena matla rena amo Twitter, amo YouTube, amo TikTok. Ke matla rena ao. A re tsu go dintlong tsa rena. Re dutse fela ya Twitter, ya King, F you don't know what you are talking about. O go ntlong ya gago. Go monate go bua o le mo ntlong ya gago. In your office ka free Wi-Fi. Go monate o bua o le mo. Mara a re bitsa batho re a re tlhakaneng. Re ageng the institutions tse di gona go change the life tsa batho. A le ditsene tseo. A re tlhakaneng re tsamayeng gona banong. Re tsene mo difatenaga tsa rena. Re lebe kwa Arania. Ro tswalla rabishe iragalang mola. O ka se wena. Wena o ka se. Angazi uyangithola na or uzongithola later. This white man is a threat to the democracy. And I remember our democracy is already artificial. We don't really have democracy. We never even had independence. I told you guys, from all the British countries, the 15 African countries that the British has colonized, only South Africa never got its independence. Never. Zimbabwe did, Ghana did, Nigeria did, all of them did, except for South Africa. We never got independent. We got something called artificial democracy. So what are we going to do about this? For some of you, you have not seen my video that I did previously about the referendum party when they released and explained clearly what is this thing of saying Cape independent. Watch this.
Cape independence explained in just 2 minutes. In 1910, the British and the Boers agreed to merge 4 countries and create South Africa. They made Pretoria the capital, and they made sure that they owned most of the land. This wasn't a very fair system,
and in 1994 a new democratic South Africa was born. It was still governed by Pretoria, but it now had 9 provinces. But ideologically it was split into 2. One part of the country, which we are going to call Azania, wanted to be governed by African nationalists and socialists. The other part, which we are going to call the Cape, wanted non-racialism and a market economy. Because Azania had more voters than the Cape, Azania always got what Azania wanted, and the Cape never got what the Cape wanted. Most Azanians wanted to be governed by the Green Party, but the Green Party became racist and corrupt. The economy stagnated, unemployment skyrocketed, and the Green Party started to discriminate against Capians. Democracy didn't work for Capians, and they had no way to ever vote the Green Party out. So instead, many Capians decided that the Cape should become a separate country. Azania should be governed by the Azanians, and the Cape should be governed by the Capians. Some other people claimed that South Africa could still be saved, and they thought that the Blue Party would come to the rescue. Initially, the Blue Party did quite well, but it was soon obvious that the Blue Party could never save South Africa. Then came the Red Party. They thought Azanians weren't being racist enough towards Capians, and they started to do quite well, but not that well. So in the end, nobody won except the Green Party, who got very rich whilst everybody else remained very poor, which is why even more people started to think that Cape independence was such a good idea.
These sneaky racist white people are they think they are clever, man. They started the history of South Africa in 1910. If you watch that video and you are focusing, you would hear he says, in 1910 the British and the Boers split this country into 4 pieces. The British and the Boer in 1910. Before that, what was happening? You're not going to start with all the wars. You're not going to start with all the peace and harmony that was reigning in our. Remember, the first report that went to the Dutch king about South Africa was telling them that, we've been to a place where the women walk around with their breasts, where the people clothe themselves with garments that are expensive, with leather, with everything. We've been to a place where there is no crime, no hospital. The people's education flows through generations. That's the report that they gave them. He said, but we see these people, we can divide them because we think we have an advance in terms of military point of view. They are so friendly in welcoming us. That's the mistakes that the kingship of Kgosi Galshiwe did for Kimberley. They allowed them. These people only asked, where did you get this precious stone, this diamond? And our people showed them. Because our people were the Bantu people, the people that share. That was our weakness that was going to cost us. We welcome these people. We exchange with them. We allow them to be in our ports. We allow their ships to be there. Today, they are going after us. They can tell us that our history started in 1910. And jump from 1910, all the killings, then the apartheid system that happened to 1994. And there's actually black people that are saying, yeah, Cape independence, colored people. Yeah, ons gaan voor met die Cape independence. Ons staan met hulle, ons staan met Phil Creek, ons staan met hom. Die Here het hom gestuur. Our people standing with this rubbish. They say, no, the Green Party, which is the ANC, obviously, is corrupt and racist. I can call the ANC a lot of things. I can never call the ANC a racist towards the Boer. Never. I will never do that. The ANC protects Africans like nobody's business. They are never. The ANC allows Orania to exist. In fact, not allows, encourages Orania to exist. This year they took Orania out of the Tembelihle municipality. So Orania is almost a state on itself because of the ANC provincial government of Northern Cape that went into a deal with the Freedom Front Plus. So you guys tell me, if a person can on a clip say democracy is not working for us because we cannot outvote these black people. There are numbers. And the Oppenheimers and all the Ruperts, all the rich people, they know this. We can't outvote these Dakis. There are too many. If these Dakis say they want to build a school and each contribute 10 rand each, they will build a school. In next month, we can build a school. I'm saying Paseta, we can build it next month. It can open next year. Our people, we have the numbers to build Paseta if we want to. But we don't trust each other. We don't support each other. It's this type of parties that get the support. Do you understand what I'm saying to you guys? I want let's put South Africans first. Ba Pilabo. When KFC is busy abusing our sisters who are working there on the drive-through, forcing them to donate 2 rands, and they are eating the 2 rands. How many of you are donating 2 rands per day? There are targets that they must reach. Where are they? Let's put South Africa first. Let's close KFC. It's making us fat anyway. Bapi. Asmabon. The Department of Transport has awarded a tender or has favored a French company, for printing of the smart license cards. Almost $1 billion, 900 and something thousand, 900 and something million, almost $1 billion rand to a French company. Where are the people who say, let's put South Africa first? If you don't have the technology to print it, you can buy the technology here next door in China. You can buy the technology in Russia. Because our school system does not teach us to build the technology. We must always buy as if we don't have the brains to build it. And that is why it's so important when I tell you guys, come, let's stick together. Let's be one people. Let's build this Paseta school. It's a big movement, Paseta. If you guys can just catch what I'm saying to you. We cannot be a generation, Tina, that fights on TikTok, on YouTube, and nothing is happening in the streets. Only the politicians are telling us, vote for us, vote for us. I don't have a problem with any political party. I told you guys, vote MK, ATM, EFF, vote for the progressive parties. No problem. But I'm saying politics have got limit because politics also divides us to these different colors that they show us. EFF people hate MK, MK people hate ANC. But when you look, all of these people are black, are African. I say, let's come together. Let's contribute each 50 rand. Let's build a school they have never seen before. Let's build it everywhere. In Namibia, let's build it. In Uganda, let's build it. In Lesotho, let's build it. Let's build Paseta in South Africa. Let's build Paseta in Kenya. Let's show them that we can build schools that can produce things that they have never thought of. Schools that teach proper history, African history, proper economics, proper technology, and proper agriculture. I'm saying, come guys, come, let's build. The team is already there. The team is already there. The account is already there. The school is already registered. The company is registered. What do you want? What are you waiting for? You waiting for Oranje to be big? You waiting for the African people to build their own universities? Then you complain on social media? I'm asking you, what are you waiting for, African child? Tell me so I can know, because I want to bring you into this dream. Some were wise enough to send me the WhatsApp to say, King, make me part of this dream. I want to contribute. I'm an architect. I'm a policeman. I'm a former MK veteran. I'm in the educational system. I'm in the finance system. I'm in, like, people are coming and saying, King, let us be part of this thing. But when O'Shane, King is asking for 50 rand, angna 50 rand. Okay, una malini. Una 20 rand. Thank you so much. Please donate it to the school. Angna 20 rand. Una malini, una 10 rand. It's enough. Remember, our power is in our numbers. It's not with the amount. It's not with the amount that we are donating. It's in the numbers. Even if we keep a 1 rand each, Tinama South African, we can build a school in each province each year. No problem. In 9 years, 9 schools. No problem. We build it each year. Skip a 1 rand per month. Sonke. Skip a 10 rand. A 100 rand. Omunyata 100 rand as next. 500 rand. Omunyata minang 20,000. That is how the African people are doing their organization. Now they want to divide us. Take the Western Cape. Remember, about 70% of the white people in South Africa stay in the Western Cape. Paraphrasing the number there. It's somewhere there, but it's definitely more than 60%. Stay in the Western Cape. As Kulmeni Qiniso, man, are we really putting South Africa first, Tina? Or just we want to fight our African brothers? And I'm not condemning crime. I repeat, those stupid Nigerians who commit crime, those stupid Zimbabweans who commit crime, anyone, black, white, green, pink, yellow, who comes to South Africa and takes advantage of the beauty of our country and sell drugs and do whatever, let's go after them. But don't paint the whole of Africa with one paintbrush, with one color. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because when white people do it, you isolate them. But when one Nigeria does it, it's the whole of Nigeria. When one Zimbabwean does it, it's the whole of Zimbabwe. Because it's the skin color that is guilty until it gets proven innocent. So again, I say, we have a vehicle that is already in motion. www.baseta.co.za. Baseta is the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. It's a group of black people that are coming together saying, we are tired of the educational system that the government is giving our children. They even call it the basic education system. We are not happy with how our children, when they come back to school, they don't understand anything. They don't know agriculture. A child does not have to wait to varsity and college to know agriculture. How to plant. How to plant in Japan. Because we, the parents, have failed them. Let's not be a generation that is lost. Let's not be a generation that was taken over by technology, by social media platforms. So proud to be debating here on social media. But if nothing comes out of this YouTube channel called King Said So, then let's close this thing, man. If we are not going to build institutions, then let's close this bloody thing. Absizimus. Yes, time is ticking. Vukani abantu abamnyama. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, African child, stand up. Build institutions and allow God to do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. Happy New Year, Africans.